Thankful Thursday!
I love how we get so excited.
I know. We just love chatting with you. We really do.
We do.
And we're pretty excited about today's topic as well because I really resonate with it because it's progress over perfection.
Yeah, I resonate with it too, actually. I so do. Although it's like a journey, right?
Yeah, because I would see you as a little bit more on the perfection side.
A perfectionist, yeah. Yeah. Well, yes.
So that's a yes.
Let's not even talk about it. I remember my sister, and I found this quite interesting. When I came back to New Zealand after living in Sydney, and my sister going, and I had young children at the time, and she's like, you always are so perfect. And I was like, I know. And I was like, oh, okay. And she probably didn't use that time, but that's how I heard it.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, okay. And I didn't realise that probably until that moment where she said it out loud. I was like, oh, heck, I am.
Oh, okay.
I really am a perfectionist.
Yeah. No, I have to put my hand up for near enough's good enough. That's me, Caesar degrees and all that kind of stuff. So,
no.
But
but I am now. But I remember at a time in my life, it was like actually.
No,
like,
you just that was the way that you.
Yeah.
Do you think you were trying to organise your life to keep it in between some lines? Is that why you were doing it?
Yeah, maybe. Or I think maybe it was probably just that that was the way that I got validation and love and approval, was to be perfect.
Okay.
And also, you're probably right, it gave me a semblance of control in life if I never made a mistake,
Right. Whereas for me, I wasn't going to strive for perfection because I probably wouldn't get there anyway, and so I might as well just do a half-hearted job. That was probably fear of failure was probably the reason that I didn't take that perfectionist role. However, it has been reported back to me from time to time that I did have pretty high standards.
So do I. I've got high standards, and I think that's a good thing though, because there's a difference between having high standards and being a perfectionist, and I think that that's probably what I have learned along the way is like a perfectionist will only ever see what's not right.
Yeah, and that's where progress is really important to be noticing, isn't it? Because working towards a goal, you might not be there, but you will have made steps towards it.
Yes,
absolutely. And so along the way, you will have ticked off things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And in fact, actually, we never get to a point
No.
The goal always is changing, because once you hit goal A, then you go, oh, nice, now I'm going to go to goal B, but you never look back and go,
yeah, that's right.
look at how far I've come.
Yeah. I also think that in the role I had as a, in teaching, that it really you're never finished. The job that you do is never finished. So so the idea of being perfect is never going to, I could never get there. That there was always a new resource to find, or a new way of doing something with that particular student, or a new way of approaching that. And just the way that schools are rolling on these days, it always was something new, and they never took anything away, so you're always trying to do all the other stuff and this new thing. And so the idea of near enough is good enough, not in any way diminishing what you were doing, but just saying, this is a good, you've made progress, you've got to this stage, that's great, rightio. Now from here, what's the next step, or what's the next big goal to achieve?
Exactly, and it's that whole eating the elephant one bite at a time.
Yeah. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
Yeah. Let's just take the step, because I think you're right. Some of us get so overwhelmed by the size of the goal, or the size of the elephant, or the fact that actually I'm never going to be perfect, so why even try? Or I might fail. I think for me, my perfectionism was I might fail, so I'd better be perfect. So there's that whole. So then, actually, if you just pull it back and pare it back to what can I do today?
Yeah, just start. One of the things that in our sleep course, which I've been writing, the idea is sleep is actually a biological system in your body that's a requirement of your body for it to function well.
Yes.
But we get a lot of external pressure to do other stuff because we have electric lights and we have social media and we live busy full lives and we do, and I can't do that and that's not going to work. And so one of the key things is that it's a routine and just start.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you are really dedicated to changing how you sleep, you just have to start by setting a timer for 9 o'clock and turning off your phone, your laptop, the TV, whatever it is, and start your going to bed routine. You just have to start.
Yeah.
And sometimes, and we've done this in our own lives, that you just have to keep starting.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? You fall off the wagon. Heck, I've fallen off the wagon so many times when I've been moving towards a goal, but it's just, fall down 7 times, stand up 8.
Yeah. You just got to keep going. Just start.
And then restart.
And restart. But it doesn't matter because we're looking at progress over perfection. And even looking back on those, you say, well, actually, I have started 7 times. And, I'm still not going for that walk in the afternoon that I promised myself to do. But I did do it on Sunday, Progress over perfection.
Absolutely. Or, I did it on Sunday. Woohoo! Celebrate the fact that you even did something. Because I think we just start getting into that kind of telling ourselves off rather than actually just celebrating that we're moving. Because sometimes just making a decision or setting a goal is, what you have to process that.
Because that's actually changing quite a lot of your thinking and your psyche already, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And then, I guess there's a difference between the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. And I do, again, a lot of coaching and, it's interesting seeing the fixed mindset in action whereby people kind of just get stuck without...
I've always done it like that. My family did it like that. I grew up doing it like that.
Yeah.
Doing it like that served me, pretty well.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
I'm an introvert, so I can't be like that. Or I'm the stories that they tell themselves that then kind of are holding them stuck in this limited space of experiencing life. And the first thing you need to do is just break through that fixed mindset kind of barrier to get into this growth mindset where it's actually about, it's not even about the destination. No, one of the yoga teachers that I first worked with, and it was when hot yoga was the thing.
I loved it, but I got too bendy, so that was no good for me. She used to say a little bit the right way.
Yes.
So, if you take it back to yoga, okay, you might not be able to do a forward bend standing up, you might not be able to forward fold, but can you stand up, a little bit the right way? We're starting in the right way. We're taking a breath standing up and we've got our feet set on the floor. So we're taking those micro steps almost. So we're talking about progress.
Yeah, and I think we recommend in our back pain course Supta Padangusthasana, which is a hamstring stretch lying on the floor. And some people have said to me, I can't lie on the floor because then I'd never get up. And it's great. So here's the modification. Can you lie on your bed and get off your bed? Do Supta Padangusthasana, which is a hamstring stretch, on your bed. There's no need for you to do it on the floor, and just start on your bed twice a day, hamstring stretch, and then see what happens.
But progress over perfection.
And but we kind of get caught up in the barrier to even taking the first step, right? And that it's that first step that begins the journey of the 10,000 steps.
That's right.
Or whatever. Exactly.
I think we've mangled that a little bit. You know the one we mean. Look it up and let us know.
For those of you who are perfect, fix the perfection. But I remember I had this moment because when I first started teaching yoga, I thought I had to be perfect and I couldn't make any mistakes. I had to give the right side and the right instruction and stuff like that. And then I started, I joined an online yoga thing and studio, and with some of my favourite teachers who are yoga celebrities, and they were making mistakes. It was a breakthrough moment. Because it gave me the permission, like, to miss a whole side, because guess what she did? And she's like famous, and I pay heaps of money to travel the world to go to her classes.
And she's busy going, and now we'll do this, and you think, but I didn't do it on the other side.
Yeah, okay, thank you. That means it's okay. Like, you gave me the permission to not be perfect, and I think at some point in your life, if perfectionism is, or being perfect or not doing something, is actually just give yourself permission to not be perfect.
Because actually people relate to you more because you're actually being human.
Yeah.
Because as a human being, even the way our bodies function is not always perfect. You know, we just, I used to love the fact that people have made an atomic clock that is more accurate than the spinning of the globe that goes around the Earth, because they have to readjust the atomic clock because it counts so rigidly that it's actually not even real, because the Earth doesn't spin on such a with so much accuracy. So that's that kind of thing of accepting our humanness, isn't it? By making mistakes and not being perfect, but making progress. We'd like you to be reasonably perfect when you drive your car. Because that could be a bit dangerous.
I'd love the surgeon, if I'm ever getting surgery, to be pretty perfect.
Yeah,
actually.
That's right. So there are some and if you're flying in a plane, you'd really like the pilot to be pretty well practiced and pretty perfect with the way the pilot works.
Exactly, but the good news is that there's systems built around all of those, like the surgeons and the pilots and everything else, that they've got nurses and second pilots and
you've done your driving test.
Yeah, exactly. Like all of that stuff kind of supports them to get it as right as possible. Yeah, but I think the main thing is, if you're moving in a direction and there's no timeline on that movement, so you could be moving at a snail's pace, or you could be moving at
a rocket
pace, but it doesn't matter because you're moving, and you might not even notice the progress that you're making on a daily basis. And I think with yoga practice, and I'm talking more in the broader sense of the term of yoga, so there's the physical asana, but there's also the meditation, there's also the self-reflection, and there's also all of the other 8 limbs, 7 limbs of, that a lot of the work at first, you won't even notice that anything is shifted or is shifting. And then one day you'll wake up and you'll be like, oh, goodness.
Actually, that was super easy, or super, I could really flow through that move.
Yeah. Oh, I can all of a sudden, and there have been so many moments physically, and that's probably why yoga is, for me, has been one of the better practices around really helping cure that tendency to be perfect and to learn how to embrace making mistakes and just actually settle in for the progress, is that it is one of the practices whereby you do see progress.
Yeah. So for me, yoga, but in a slightly different way for me. So being not really very active in my body, it was actually being able to do the asana in my body and actually make progress in a physical way that I hadn't ever really been aware of before.
Yeah.
So the idea of being comfortable in downward facing dog, or even child's pose. Child's pose is supposed to be a restful pose, but for about 10 or 12 years of me doing yoga asana, I really never found child's pose relaxing.
Yeah.
I'll now take child's pose so you can
relax.
I know. But now I can actually go to child's pose and go,
Yeah.
So that was progress over perfection, because that was years.
Yeah, but it's that dedicated practice of turning up, daily ritual, do it over and over again, and every time I turn up for myself, every time I do this practice, whatever it might be, it doesn't have to be yoga, it could be every time I choose not to eat that ice cream or whatever, I am progressing in the direction of my dreams. And even if when I get to that goal, it's not perfect, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. God doesn't want you to be perfect. God wants you to have a great time.
Yeah.
That you
seek joy.
exactly. And that Michael Singer,
Yeah.
Untethered Soul. Watch that, Thankful Thursday if you haven't already. He says about the sun shines on you regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, and that ray of sunlight is just the same as every other ray of sunlight,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah.
as powerful just for you.
Yeah, yeah. And you might be walking around thinking, I'm not perfect and I'm not good enough, and guess what? The sun's like, you are so perfect, I'm going to shine on you. Yep. And there's no withholding any of that shine for you.
Feel that shine.
Shine on, shine on.
That's right. So we're looking for progress over perfection.
And maybe you want to share with us a time where you have made some progress in your life, or where your need for perfection has held you back from even taking the first step. And I think that that's the thing, is that you just, like you said, just start.
Just start. And I mean, it's a
Start.
favourite one that I've probably used a few times on Thankful Thursdays, but it's, you know, if you're going to start a walking practice and you want to go walking in the morning, you know, the first thing you should do is actually put your shoes by the door, you
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
put your clothes out, you
Yeah.
know, and even if that's the only thing you do that day,
Yeah,
you've made progress towards going for a walk.
yeah.
And maybe the next day you only put those clothes on and your shoes on, and you go to your front door or the letterbox or whatever's at your house.
Yeah.
You know, we're not talking about doing a marathon
No.
or even going around the block to start with. We're just
No.
talking about taking those first steps.
Yes, absolutely. And you know what? You might one day do a marathon, and it might surprise you. I remember a Kiwi marathon runner. It was a woman. She decided that she wanted to do a marathon, but she started like you just said.
Just started with the shoes on and walked to the
Yeah.
gate.
She literally did. The first day she just put her shoes on at the couch, and that was her run.
His start for the
Yeah,
day.
and that, you know, and I think just start.
Start.
Just make some progress, and whatever you do, celebrate that, right? Because what we do is we beat ourselves up because that's all I did. Well,
Actually, you did something.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
made some progress.
Celebrate that.
Celebrate that. Okay.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much. We love you.